In the small parlor where she did her readings, she sprayed the marble-top table with lavender oil cleaner and wiped it down. The wrought iron door of the cozy anteroom was still propped open to the sidewalk, something she'd done earlier that morning when she'd been feeling optimistic about the river of abundance that was definitely, absolutely, finally flowing her way. But this was the new Savannah, and optimism didn't pay the bills here. Not like it had in the old version of the city, that quirky Shangri-La tucked away on Georgia's coast, which had been her grandmother Edie's home. In the mid-90s, a wildly popular book came out, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, usually referred to by the locals as that bestselling book, and changed all of that. The book, then the movie, built a kind of mythos around the town, one of cheerful transgender cabaret stars, reckless gigolos, and murderous debutantes. And it drew tourists from all corners of the earth to it like a magnet. But the book was never a complete picture of the city. And now the true artists, the provocateurs of this town, didn't command the main stage. They'd been swept off the streets and into the gutter to make way for the real show. Money. The new Savannah was buffed, shiny, corporate, and ridiculously expensive. A postmodern, gentrified Airbnb and Uber-infested playground, whose rents were now out of reach for many of its own citizens. Savannah was the plain girl who had, after getting her glow up, immediately dropped all her weird friends. There were still pockets of the old city left, but there was no telling how long these places would last. From time to time, an old restaurant or shop would quietly shutter its doors, only to be replaced by a Moe's or Jersey Mike's or simply a placard that read available. Downtown was all Urban Outfitters and Hilton Garden Inns and Starbucks. It made Ingrid glad Edie had lost her grip on reality before having to witness it. And now, the vultures were circling Ingrid. If she wanted to keep her small corner of Savannah intact, her house and the psychic business she operated out of it, she'd have to somehow figure out a way to pay the property tax bill that was coming due next month. She was many thousands of dollars shy of having the full amount, and things weren't looking good, even after she'd sent Miles out with more flyers. Ingrid walked out to the sunny sidewalk and glanced up and down the street. There was no one in sight. She looked at the chalkboard sign that proclaimed Miss Edie's palm and aura reading in careful chalk calligraphy letters. Her grandmother had done business on this street, in this same townhouse that faced what used to be Calhoun Square but was now Taylor Square, nearly every day for more than 55 years, and been able to easily pay off the mortgage on the place back in the 80s. She'd been a fixture in Savannah for decades. Now it seemed like no one remembered her.